Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 357. Yes, we're here reviewing episodes 16 to 18 of Magiranger. These three episodes are the end of the first story arc of the series. In this three-parter, we find out a little about... So the first episode is all about the girl who showed up toward the end of last episode 15. So we don't know her name just yet. That's not revealed until our next episode. So the whole episode is basically, that Veronica basically finds her just by sheer coincidence. Magiranger just happened to basically find her because, they take the Hell Beast basically, and here is Veronica, and they battle her, and then they get her away, and of course they call her Reen after basically the bell on her thing, which that comes to play. So yeah, so they make a potion to restore her memory because she is suffering from amnesia. She has no idea who she is or where she came from. Though, thanks to her brief running away, she sings a lullaby that, according to Keen, was something his mother sang to him, and apparently it's also a Magictopia song. So, she went to Magictopia, and eventually at first she ran away, and then she drank the potion, and it's revealed she is a Heavenly Saint. They reveal this in our next episode. Also, Veronica got power up thanks to Wars, where they gave her basically like a crossbow and a freaking machine gun. Yeah, so she is revealed in episode number 17 to be Heavenly Saint Legal. Legdo. Yes. And she thinks that the Rangers are naive. The fact that, maybe they're too young. The fact that she knew their father, which apparently his real name is Beagle. Yes. Blagle. Yes. Now, they do she does a little bit of expansion of exactly why he went down to the Hell's Gate. They kind of tell the story back in episode 1. This is actually showing the actual story, which I do appreciate that. And right after she basically sealed it, a traitor Heavenly Saint named Regal attacked her. And she also suspects later on that Warzord actually might be Regal. Turns out, nope, she's wrong. So she goes to confront him, but the Magiranger don't follow her, and she thinks her naive, and they think kindness is a weakness. So she sends him to another dimension, where they perform a test. They're in a white void, and there's this lever that Kai finds that is like you turn it, and somebody has a sacrifice to stay there. And like a Nerchak comes up where it's this barrier, and eventually he steps in, and they unlock basically a new spell, a Phoenix power, kind of in a ways. And by the way, the interesting thing is normal house doors. Isn't that find that kind of weird? Yes. And then of course for Magic King, and then all of a sudden, because she's captured by Warzord after fighting him, and then the Hell's Gate makes an appearance, making its first appearance in the series. This gigantic gate that is the size of the Empire State Building. This thing's freaking huge. It's even bigger than the city they're in. And there's a statue on top of it that activates the Goliath Hell Beast, which apparently is the gatekeeper. And of course, they battle it, and of course, then Baranki forces his way right through the freaking door, which is not fully open, but he's able to get a way through, and he able to get outside. And there's like a some moment where basically there's stuff with like fire. Normally you see like something like this for like the final episode, not like episode 17. Or at least 18 minor. So, there's also teases that, I thought you like, I think like this other girl. Yeah, and basically Kai is teased about her throughout episode 17, 18. He's like, yeah, you'll marry her one day. Who knows about that? I thought was quite funny the fact that she's even mentioned in this two-parter. Yeah, I found this quite interesting. I did not really expect this at all. The fact that Kai's love interest would be mentioned in this particular two-part in this multi-parter. I did not really expect that. I thought that was quite interesting. Yuka, yeah, like, oh yeah, you're gonna marry her one day. A character who last appeared in like episode 14, and this is episode 17, 18ish, and those shows were in episode 25. Yeah. Yeah, even though she doesn't appear in this two-parter, I do like the fact they bring up this character. Makes you kind of think, why didn't she make more appearances in the show? Why she only appeared for 6 episodes and like a period of one movie? Yeah, that is something. That's a question mark I would love to ask. Like, basically, why? Like, anybody working the show, like, I would love to like ask them this question. Why would you have this character who's clearly the Red Ranger's love interest, and she only appears for 6 episodes in that movie? Yep. And of course, he goes to rescue her when she's being tortured. Like, oh, open the gate, and then of course he battles her. He battles her for quite a while. See, at one point, yeah, he uses strongest what he just learned in episode 17. And then eventually he does beat Worsley, but he does come back. Yeah, he comes back. He's not done yet. So then, of course, he leaves. So, battle again. And of course, they're very brinking. He goes to Giant Size form. And then she goes back to Magictopia at Beyond the Surface for 15 years. Yes. So then eventually the well, the Goliath Hell Beast is destroyed by the Dragon Zord they have there. And Brinky is briefly battling Fire Kaiser. And then they form Magic King. I thought this was kind of weird. Because what the heck happened to Breakin'? They don't really say. It just say he just disappears. With like no explanation. I thought this was weird. I'm like, why in the world would he just disappear like this? And I think this was an error on the part of the episode. Yeah, the fact he just disappears would end the explanation. Yeah, and then they battle Brinky, and they lock a brand new spell. And when they use it on Brinky, they realize it's ice magic. Their mom's magic, and they use his power to destroy him. And he's like, how can you do this to me? I'm a high zombie. I'm General Branky. Victor Glorious, and he just explodes. And that's the last to see of him. He never returns. I can see why, given how he was basically written in here. And of course, Warza comes back. He takes basically Ranky's sword, the Hellfire Fang, and well, we set up more stuff here. We got new film potential coming, and also in this three-parter, the Magiranger finally find out the name of the Emperor. Not Ja, I think his name is. Not Ma. Yes. They finally found his name. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do like how it's written though that they know that the battle with the Infested is not over yet. Because Warsaw is still around. So you could say, oh, maybe this could be a potential season finale. It could have been a season finale if they want to do a multi-season of this. I mean, the way it's shown, it could have been a season finale and you could pick up a few months later. But in case you're really curious, though, like 19 aired like, well, it looks like it was about like a 3 week break. Yeah, I think like it took a break for a few weeks. Yeah, like episode 18 aired on June 12th, 2005, while episode 19 aired on July 3rd. That is like about 3 weeks later. So it did take a break, but at least it did. Mm-hmm. But interesting 3 part. I thought this 3 part was really good. We got a new character here, potential new villain. But let's get final thoughts on Branky himself. He was a boring villain. He fought the Rangers like 3 times, and all he was just a gravelly villain. He's reminded me a lot of the first villain they had from Magiranger. It's like he's so similar to him. And what was the name of that guy? And Magiranger was only just like not even 4 years prior to the events of the series. 4 years prior. Mm-hmm. Highness Duke Shutton. Yes. I would say that. I would say traits of this character kind of was taken for Branky. I would say so. At least Branky was on slightly longer than he was. Yeah. Sultan was only around for 14 episodes. Well, he was main villain for the first 14 they got replaced. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Frankie, of course, was just a plain boring villain. And looking up basically that his replacement should be a lot more interesting because we got 2 new characters who make first full appearance the next episode, which I'll discuss that tomorrow. Yep. Final thoughts on the first arc? Great. The story was actually pretty good. I like the main plot here. I didn't care for the filler stuff. I'd say we only had technically of the first 18 episodes. The only episodes I didn't really care for was episodes 8 and 10. Surprisingly, yeah, it's like the first 6 are really good. I'd say 7. I say 7 is really good too. 8 is okay. 9 is really good. 10 is good, and it gets a little better with episode 11. I'd say the last 8 episodes are really good too. Yep. But yeah, not much else to say. But I would do a comic corner. I would say for tomorrow. Yep. Which tomorrow I have off. Yep. So please be sure to. Oh, this is pretty much in this particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Tomorrow, all Super Sentai and comic corners. Okay. See you.